Hi, and welcome once again to my side of YouTube. This is me, Luther574, and today I'm going to be talking about, well, this is weird because I just got done watching the video, and I don't know if the person who was doing his video was either just saying the word just because he didn't know what to call it or anything, but, so, he said, I know this is probably just a complete waste of time making a video like this, but this is something I feel that needs to be said. Because I'm not just going to be talking about the guy who was talking about what he was talking about, but I'm also going to be talking about everything, all the episodes of Pokemon that got banned for reasons. Okay, so, first of all, I'm going to start off with saying exactly what happened and why I'm making this video. Alright, now, so the guy was talking about, how possibly, what was her name? The gym leader in Pokemon, Olympia? I think her name is Olympia. And how she is possibly connected with the Moon legendary in Pokemon Moon. So, who knows? There's a possibility there, but as he was going to say, as she and her cult of psychic users, he didn't say her cult, but he said her cult, or her students that she's been teaching of the psychic ability, being able to tap into the universe and being able to foresee anything that happens. But that was probably a mistake on his part, and I'm gonna get into the whole reason why I made this video. Even though that was the whole reason, but I have a bigger reason for this video. And it's all about Pokemon episodes that were banned. Now, let's start with the first season of Pokemon. Yes, the first season of Pokemon, there were a couple episodes that was sent worldwide for the fact that there were some videos that went worldwide and everyone got to see them, and some haven't and never got to see. Now, I'll tell you why. Because once the episode is out, the whole world is gonna see it, and then there's gonna be some people who have something against it, that has something against what they saw, and they need to get rid of it. All right. So think of it like this: Pokemon has always been on one channel, Cartoon Network. Now, Cartoon Network has many, many sides to it. We have the weird side, we have the creepy side, we have the adult side. Not the adult side, but for the teenagers. For the adolescent aged kids that are now getting into anime and whatnot. So I'll tell you a little something about Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network was one of my favorite TV shows. I mean, TV networks, and I'm not too much of a fan of it now, because now I can just watch everything I want to watch on the computer. So we had all these good cartoons. We had Ed, Edd n Eddy. We had Powerpuff Girls. We had Pokemon. We had all those other good stuff. And most of the time I would watch Cartoon Network. The best time to watch Cartoon Network was on Fridays, because they had specials. Every Friday they would have movies. And after one movie is over, it would show more movies. Like, I would have to say that was the first time I've ever seen any of the Pokemon movies. Almost all the Pokemon movies were on the Cartoon Network on Friday. So, okay, let's get into it. Pokemon. Pokemon has been around for so long on TV and the consoles. So, blah, blah, blah. Brain. I'm overthinking things, and I'm trying to get it out in words. Okay, so there were a few episodes that were taken down, and some Pokemon that were changed because racism, or whatever. Let's just say it like this: Jinx and Popo have two things going on for them. The fact that they were black. Now, Popo, you're probably wondering, that's Dragon Ball Z. That's Dragon Ball GT. That's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball had that one thing that was changed. Same thing with Pokemon, had the same thing going on. So Popo and Jinx. Jinx was a psychic ice type who had black skin, who had boobs, and also had blonde hair. Yes, the Nicki Minaj of Pokemon. And so now we also have Popo. Oh, I forgot to mention, Jinx also has round, red, big lips. Same thing with Popo. So Popo and Jinx got their color changed because someone thought it was racist. Now, take racist out of this and think of it like this. It's only a color. If someone's going to create something and add a color to it, it's because they saw it in their head and they thought it was creative. Now, I'm going to go on to episodes that had guns. Now, I'll tell you this. The Pokemon episode with the Safari Zone. In the Safari Zone, Ash caught a herd of Tauros. Nothing but Tauros was caught in there by Ash, and it was a herd of them. And when we finally got to see Ash at the Pokemon at Professor Oak's lab, we see that all these green Pokeballs stacked up on one shelf. And you're wondering, where did all these Pokeballs come from? What were inside of them? And Professor Oak says, oh, well, your Tauroses needed some place to run, so I gave them the outside to run. In my Pokemon whatever thing outside. So, Professor fucking Oak had mentioned that Ash caught them. Now, no one who ever saw Pokemon before everything was tucked down and so, only reason we never got to see that episode was because it had a gun. Yes, Team Rocket used a gun to the Safari Warden, and it got to the point that he had a gun himself and shot at the ground to make them dance around, and they ran away finally. Now, that wasn't all. We also have the Tentacruel or the Tentacool series fucking episode. I'm sorry for my profanity. It's just kind of hard for me to just talk because words aren't coming out right. Alright, so the Tentacruel episode never aired. Well, it was tucked down. Banned. It was banned because of the fact that there was use of tanks, guns, and because there is a tower. Yes, there is a tower, and so someone in the USA thought, oh my god, 9/11. 9/11 was the cause of a giant Pokemon. And so, also, let's take it down. Let's ban this episode because they're using guns. So, Okay, so we have Pokemon, and we have episodes with guns. I'm not even going to talk about the other episode that was that was banned because it was only because it had flashing lights, and in Japan it actually caused a few people to have seizures. And I know it's not good for anyone to have seizures unless it's dangerous. It really is dangerous. So a whole lot of people are gonna be like, well, it wouldn't have been released out in TV if it was gonna cause seizures in the first place. Well, that's the thing. You don't know if anything's gonna cause seizures unless you're gonna test it out. Now think of it like this. They just made the episode, they think it's awesome, they think it's great, they think it's creative. And now this was going into the PC, and we had Porygon. The very first time that we could have ever saw Porygon in the anime, in the Pokemon universe. We never got to see a Porygon. No, want to know why? Because it was banned. It took down. The USA just took it away and just like, no, you're giving people seizures. Well, guess what? You could have easily had a warning on that episode saying, warning, seizure alert. If you are prone to seizures, do not watch this episode. They could have easily slapped one of those on that fucking episode and just let it play. And for all those people who know that I'm prone to seizures, I shouldn't watch this episode, but I really want to, so I can just wait until they make a slower version of it. And that's what they should do. They should have made a better version for people who don't have to worry about seizures. Okay, so I'm done rambling on about that. I'm going to talk about the guns in Pokemon. Okay, so let's have it like this. We had 2 episodes banned and took down because they had guns in it. Now guess what? In Pokemon Hoenn, in the Hoenn series, in the Johto series, there's at least one episode that had use of a gun. Even if it wasn't used to kill anyone, it was just to defend themselves. And it was used for comedic relief. Now, what is this? What is that? How come that wasn't banned? How come that wasn't put down? Oh, think of it like this. Cartoon Network had changed. Little by little, Cartoon Network changed. So, I'll tell you what happened and what used to go on in Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network, I used to stay up all night. Just to watch the Looney Tunes on Cartoon Network. Yes, the Looney Tunes actually played on Cartoon Network, but at midnight. Like around 2, around 1. So I would stay up all night just to watch it. Until a few months went by, and when I was waiting for the Looney Tunes, I got a little thing called Adult Swim. What is this? What? Don't call it Adult Swim. The hell is wrong with you? Now, back then, HBO was a thing. Back then, HBO had all these late night sexy videos going on, and don't worry, I knew about that. I wouldn't want anything to do with that unless I was at least of the age to know what was going on with my body. Be like, I like that. But I'm gonna go on with it. Cartoon Network had changed with their audience. And as the audience grew up and was still watching a bit of it, they would make little changes to see how people react to it. And if there's a good reaction to something, they're going to keep doing that kind of thing. And when it gets to a point that more teenagers, more adolescent kids are watching it, more adults are watching it, they're going to add something called Adult Swim. Now, Adult Swim was something that had anime. Now, it's not just anime, but it had a little bit of cursing. It had Adult Swim had a little thing called what was it? What was it? Robot Chicken. Now, Robot Chicken, people were dying left and right. People were being mutilated. There was one person who had their skin ripped off, and there is a spoof. Cartoon. I mean, Robot Chicken had all these parodies of all these things. There was Scooby-Doo. Everyone got killed except for Velma. Now this was Jason, the killer. The killer Jason killed everyone except for Velma. And what happened at the end of that parody? Velma and Jason had sex. No, it wouldn't show exactly the sex scene, but it would just show their silhouettes next to a tree underneath the sunlight, and you would just see these dark lodges that, and all you would hear is, "Oh yes, oh Jason, Fucking, I'm sorry. This is going on more about Adult Swim, but you'll understand what I'm talking about. Everything changes with their viewers. Now, Pokemon has all these newer viewers and older viewers. Now, at least, if you're going to do something with it, at least make sure that when people got to a certain age, or you know that you have all these older older viewers, at least add something that you know that would work with them. And if you got a good view, and if things are going right, go with it. Now, this is something that goes out to the world. If there are guns, if there is use of guns, and if there is a Pokemon or just a character that's black. Now, I'll tell you this. Jinx was pitch black. The color black was just the color black. It wasn't a brown. It was a black. Not just plain black. Now we had Brock. He had slanted eyes. They were never open, but he could see everything that's going on. And his character was brown. And no one in their right mind ever made a complaint saying, "Oh, Brock is black. We need to make him look more, Asian because his eyes are closed all the time." No, what? They're characters. They're only cartoon characters. Now think of it like this. If you're gonna have all these older viewers watching these episodes and the seasons, at least make sure that it's gonna match up with what they want to see. I don't care if you're gonna add guns. Just make sure no one's gonna die. Because remember, it's a cartoon. And now Pokemon is being labeled as an anime. Now in animes, it depends on what kind of anime it is. You can't just put down, oh, comedy, fantasy, with no thriller, no horror or anything, and have someone die out of nowhere. In Pokemon, creatures, these magical creatures, they, in a way, they're playing. In a way, they're playing with each other. Now, not in a sexual kind of way. What I'm trying to say is, they are play fighting. They're playfully fighting each other in a way that's causing them to not die, but to keel over from over-exhaustion. Now, this is a normal thing for anyone to do, because let's have it like this. If you're going to be walking around somewhere for, I don't know how long, 24 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, if you're going to go 4 hours of running around in circles, trying to avoid attacks, trying to attack them back, and keep dodging and running and dodging and being able to dodge attacks, it's gonna take a toll on you and your body, and you're just gonna get knocked over. Now, when people say, while they're playing their games, "Oh, I killed it! Ah, I finally killed it!" I'm sorry, you're not really killing it. There's no killing in Pokemon. There's only fainting. Fainting. Oh, the Pokemon had fainted from lack of HP, health points. Okay, so this has been Luther574, and this video has gone on far enough, and I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If this is the very first video of me that you've ever watched, subscribe. And if you want to see more, well, make sure you watch everything else that I made, and if you're okay with all of that, there's a little thing that you can click on to make sure every video that I make shows up in your notifications, and things are all great. And if there's ever anything that you want me to make a video about, leave it in the comment section or my discussion on my channel. This has been Luther574, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.